In our last session, we read a letter from a woman going through a divorce where her husband was lying about her and attacking her. I suggested that she keep in mind the 10 principles from the Real Love Guide for Divorce. First, long before I met Jonathan, I was not happy and whole. 2, I originally married Jonathan because I hoped he would love me and make me happy. Now, back to the writer of the letter and principle number 3. Third, with thousands of consecutive interactions, Jonathan has made it abundantly clear to me that he is quite incapable of loving me or of participating in a healthy relationship. Instead of complaining about each of his behaviors, you'll find it much more useful to see that they are all part of a pattern that has a meaning. If you look back over the course of your marriage, you will see that Jonathan's behavior has been fairly consistent. His present lies might seem a little over the top in some instances, maybe a little exaggerated compared to his usual behaviors, but they're really just a continuation of patterns that he has demonstrated for a long time. And when he behaves badly, he's only revealing to you that he's empty and afraid. He's telling you that he originally came to your relationship without enough real love, and in that condition, his behavior was virtually inevitable. It can be a big help to realize that he's not withholding love from you. Instead, he's quite incapable of loving you. He has none to give. Fourth principle. I have consistently proven that I am not capable of loving Jonathan either. You have a long history of arguing. Right now, in your own words, you are so angry you can hardly see straight. In short, you do not love him unconditionally, and that's the only kind of love there is. Sure, his behavior might seem worse than yours, but in reality, you're both unloving. Fifth principle. As empty and afraid as Jonathan is, I should actually expect him to lie to me and attack me. He isn't capable of anything else. Imagine that as you are swimming in a lake, you encounter a man who's drowning. How would you expect him to behave? Would you expect the drowning man to have a calm and intelligent conversation with you? Ridiculous. He will struggle wildly, kicking, thrashing, and doing whatever it takes to keep his head above water. If you get close enough, in fact, he may even grab you and pull you under the water in an attempt to save himself. In fact, he almost surely will. Similarly, when people are empty and afraid, they struggle like crazy people to protect themselves and to manipulate the people around them for imitation love. In the process of keeping their own heads above water emotionally, however, they will often cause harm to those around them, as Jonathan is doing with you. We should expect this natural response rather than being shocked and offended by it. Sixth principle. Despite his complete inability to be loving, I keep expecting him to be thoughtful, considerate, truthful, and so on. So, who's the real idiot here? Because you are drowning yourself, you are also thrashing and kicking and doing whatever it takes to keep your head above water. You reach out for help from anyone who passes by, including Jonathan, who's another drowning person. But it's insane to expect help of any kind. Kindness, consideration, reason, even the truth from a drowning person. Now, in your defense, you haven't realized that you are both drowning. But now that you do, it would be foolish to continue to expect reasonable behavior from your husband. We'll get to the seventh principle in our next session.